let's get into it. Let's get into it. Somebody Gotta Die. The first thing you hear from Big on this album is, I'm sitting in the crib dreaming about Learjets and coupes, the way Salt shoots, and how to sell records like Snoop.
The little lob, the little lob.
Just a little
something. Let you know I'm here now.
You like, yo, I'm here. You know, if you interested,
if you want to shoot, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, just the storytelling on it. You know, we get this whole story of the doorbell rings, which he has to avenge C-Rock's death.
This is also a continuation of the warning. The whole setup is still the same. The Rottweilers, you know what I'm saying?
Everything is leveled up, though.
Everything is leveled up. It's just a continuation.
Right. Everything is leveled up.
So he's very much aware of his own narrative. You know, you got to appreciate that.
And it's crazy because even with the production of it all, you know, you hear the dogs, you hear the doorbell ring. You know, all of that shit is like, if you close your eyes, you can really see everything that's happening. It's like fucking Scorsese or some shit with it. You know, but the story is they run up to Big, they let him know, listen, C-Rock got killed. Yep. We think it's Jason. We sure it's Jason. Him and Jason went out of town to hustle, right? This crazy story. They went out of town to hustle. When Jason leaves, he gets robbed. You know, I mean, when C-Rock leaves, Jay gets robbed. They feel he has something to do with it.
Jay gets robbed. He said, no, but he says, no doubt, no question.
Right.
Big confirms he actually got him set up.
That really happened?
He really got him set up.
Are you sure of this?
He said no question.
It might have been an ad-lib.
For what?
And it's crazy, right? So we go through this whole cinematic story of what happens. They get the guns, they get on the road, they get to going. And what I really liked about it was how Big foreshadowed the ending. See, niggas like you do 10-year bids. Miss the nigga they want and hit innocent kids. Right. Not I. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so you think about that, like, damn, how many, we from a certain place, a certain era, right? You think about how many times we've seen innocents get caught up in the midst of the crazy shit, right?
Emotion.
And then the record ends. Yo, Playboy, nigga turn around holding his daughter.
Right, you gotta, I mean, again, a masterful storytelling, man.
But we heard the baby cry.
Masterful. We wasn't expecting that.
We heard the ad-lib. Yo, I think I hit the baby.
Nobody expected the daughter to be in his hand. I love how the first verse, we don't even know who we're going after.
Right.
We don't know who we're going after till the second verse.
But yeah, man, this shit is crazy. He turns around holding his daughter, and you know, we hear the body drop, and just all of it is crazy. B, what did you rate it?
Is there anything wrong with this song?
Is there anything wrong with this song?
This is a perfect song, Torae.
Yeah, Somebody's Gotta Die. It's a perfect 10. Are we correct? It's a perfect 10. And that's a 10 for y'all? As we proceed, man. Hypnotize. That's a 10? I hear a lot of that's a 10.
Who says it's a 10? Wait, hold on, let me see. Seriously, Hypnotize. How many people think Hypnotize is a 10? Seriously.
We got hands. They said it's a 10.
Okay.
Well, what do you think, B?
I don't think this is a 10. I don't think it's a 10. I mean, again, it's a really good single, has clearly stood the test of time, right? It's a classic single now, right? Right. But again, removing all the nostalgia and all that, right? When I first heard this record, right, 1997, I didn't love it, right? I thought it was, again, I'm a Ready to Die, Biggie. Mind you, this dude's been killing mixtapes, jacking for beats. That's the Big that I love, right? And again, not to say that I don't appreciate his singles. Big Papa was amazing, lyrical, commercial, all of that. Great balance. This song wasn't that, right? This song felt like, right, and I'll explain it. This song felt like a very much a Big and Puff compromise, right? And if you listen to the song, Hypnotize is a super commercial record. We hear this on radio, we hear this in the club all the time. Right. If you listen to the lyrics, it's wild violent.
It's Wild Street.
It's wild violent.
It's Wild Street.
Yo, he's robbing dudes, killing guys, like he's threatening dudes. This is a commercial, this is his first single. Right. And then when you listen to the video, it's them on the boat, they got the Versace on, they blowing in the wind. It's a lot of contradiction. So to me, it felt like a very much an artistic compromise. So while I think I give it credit for standing the test of time, artistically, technically, it's an 8. It's an 8.
Wow, an 8. He says an 8. All right, so here's what I have in my notes.
I got one person who agrees with me. Okay, thanks, George.
It's a single.
I got two people.
Hold on, B. Look, it's a single, but it's still street.
It's violent.
Right.
It's violent.
So it's a single, it's glossy, but it's still street.
Absolutely.
It's lyrical, but it's still digestible. It's still palatable.
You see what you said? It's lyrical, right?
Yeah.
It's lyrical.
Right.
But we're not grading him with everybody else. We're grading him on Big's level.
Of course.
So on Big's level of lyricism, where's this song stand?
Oh, the bounce is crazy. The bounce is crazy.
The bounce is crazy.
I can feel you with real millionaire shit.
No.
S car gold, my car gold, 160 swiftly. Wreck it by a new run. Your crew run. You come on, man. Fuckers, we talking about Christopher, man.
Absolutely. But see,
this shit is effortless.
Hold up, but you see what I'm saying?
This shit is.
Hold up.
This shit is effortless.
See? Now hold up. Now you see how we talked about this first song and we were talking about...
I know you sick of this name brand nigga with flow. Girl say he's sweet like licorice, so get with it, nigga. It's easy. Girlfriend, call me round, come through, have sex on rugs. That's come up to your job, hit you while you working. Well, hold on, stop. Real niggas. Whoever went to shorty job and hit while she was working, I'm raising my hand.
No, I'm not.
Come on, man.
I'm not in this.
Come on, find that corner office nobody in.
You done?
Fuckers we talking about. How many flows did he have on the third verse?
Are you done?
Is he done?
Are you done?
That's the question.
Are you done? He's not done. He's just
Wait, and you told him how I love Slick Rick. The chorus is Slick Rick inspired. Come on, man.
That's puff.
Fuckers we doing here?
You done?
Go ahead.
All right. So, first song we were talking about, we can take anything from this album, right? The best part of this album is his storytelling, right?
Right.
Intricacy of his lyricism, right?
Right.
You brought up his lyricism on this song. The first thing you said was his bounce. That's cosmetic.
But there's still...
Hold up. I'm done. I'm not done. You started pandering to the crowd. You got everybody bouncing because it's about the flow, right?
It's the brilliance of how to make a single, a street record, a club record, all palatable without deviating from what your core audience still loves and respects about you.
That's Big Papa. I'm not taking away anything from Big in this song.
You took away 2 points.
What I'm saying, right, because what you just said about the balance of balancing the street, he did that already. That's what Big Papa is. Hypnotized can't fuck with Big Papa.
It's a whole different, it's
it's
like
really,
we talked about the level up, right?
It's really not. It's really not. One is actually more lyrical than the other. One, they both have bounce. They both are commercial. Which is better? Big Papa or Hypnotized?
Oh, that's a question for the room.
That's a question for you.
That's a question for the room.
Okay, you're running. Now you're running.
Here's something that we do a lot on Hard to Earn, right? We'll go into this whole dissecting of the shit, and then we'll still meet in the same place, because I think it's a 9.
Okay, I think
it's a 9. As we proceed
with what we need.
So we get to track 4, third song, Kick in the Door.
Yes.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Shout to DJ Premier. Shout to B.I.G. And shout to whoever felt a way about this record. I mean, we've heard over the last years people say that these records were directly about them. For those that don't know, he was going at Nas. And I'll say this, I wonder if they hear. Somebody actually told me this at that time. It was like, yo, he's dissing Nas. And I was like, nah, I think you bugging.
He was dissing a few people.
Right,
yes, definitely.
But specifically Nas, I was just like, I didn't see it. I was like, nah.
What's the Nas line?
The whole second verse is killing Nas.
Oh, really?
The whole second. I mean, and then Nas later on, Last Real Nigga Live, he says, y'all don't know about my Biggie Wars, who you think Kicking the Door was for, but that's my heart. Like, Nas he understood. He was like, yeah, he did go at me. But when somebody told me that, I had a hard time believing that. I didn't know it was true. But this is where I feel like Big fully embraced that King in New York shit. He was like, yo, listen, everybody else that's rapping is cool. Homie from Queens is cool. My man from Brooklyn, he's cool. He's with me. But I run this shit. He was very much setting himself apart as the undisputed King of New York. What does Kick in the Door get, though, B?
Oh, my goodness. Kick in the Door. Is there anything wrong with this song?
I mean, if you ask Nas, maybe.
It's a primo beat.
It's an excellent primo
crazy.
He sampled. The sample is.
He uses Hitchcock.
The sample was crazy.
Hitchcock, and Big called himself the rap Alfred Hitchcock. That's crazy, and it goes. He's Big slaying everything. There's no boss taking off.
Not a line.
Hook is crazy. I mean, I was always wondering like who came up with the hook, like because it's something that Primo would cut up, right? So it could have been a collaboration.
Right.
This is a perfect collaboration between Primo. It's a 10 for me, man.
Yeah. It's a perfect 10. Rap song. It's a 10. It's an absolute 10. Kicking the Door is a 10. Yes. Yes. Anybody disagree? Any Nas fans? Any Bravehearts in here?
I'm a Nas fan.
This is where he took the sample from.
Okay enough. Okay enough.
I put a spell on you.
Unbelievable. Crazy.
Because you're mine.
As we continue on, celebrating 25 years of life after death, rest in peace to the Notorious, Glorious. We get into track 5, song 4.
I love this fucking song.
You Tonight.
I love this fucking song.
Fucking You Tonight.
I love this fucking song.
Okay. Tell the people, talk to them.
Now, you see you talking about the balance. Yo, Big is so smooth and so lyrical on this joint.
It's crazy.
He's comedic. He's letting you know, like he's straightforward, but it's still comedic. His references are wild. Second verse is my favorite. Again, what I love about Big, right? Like this could easily, everybody, you know, at the time, rappers having like the chick song on the record was you know, it wasn't, you know, uncommon. Mm-hmm. But the way he approaches this, he approaches it still from some Don shit. Like, look, I know I've been spending money on you.
Right.
A lot of Cristal. He gives you the specifics. Right. Don P, the Cristal.
I know you used to sweets at the Parker Meridian.
Parker Meridian. Nobody was talking about the Parker Meridian in '97. Like,
I had to look it up. There was no Google. I had to do real work. What is the Parker Meridian?
I thought it was a park. I was selling nickel bags at '97.
Oh my God.
Okay, but I didn't know. So he takes again. He understands when you know, going into this record, like, this ain't give me the loot anymore.
Right.
I already got the money.
Right.
So I'm still even approaching women. It's gonna be for some baller shit.
Right.
But I'm gonna just say, like, tonight though.
Right.
I'm leaving the money home.
Right.
You're gonna come through. Hammer time.
I think the craziest shit is that you think about it when you're trying to impress someone of the opposite sex or same sex, depending on what you're into. You spend a lot of money when you don't have it because you're trying to impress them and you're trying to prove something. But it's much like how artists get free shit all the time, right? They got all the money in the world, they can buy whatever they want, but people just give them shit. It was kind of the same if you think about it. It's like, I don't even gotta spend money to smash because you want to smash because I'm big. So I don't got a trick. We can do it in the back of the club, we can do it in the back of the car. Yeah, you know I can take you to a fancy hotel and maybe I will, but tonight, we're not on that. I'll talk about the versatility. Like, this is the first track on the album where the versatility is shown very stark. Because we got street shit, we got lyrical shit, we got the bounce that you try front on. And now we get to the chick record, the club record, the party record, however you want to dub it. But the layers are still there. There's multiple flows per verse. The conversational verse, like you see,
so many pockets.
It's multiple flows per verse,
and this is what sets Big apart. You usually don't get this many pockets in a commercial record.
Yo, he's going crazy.
He's bugging.
It's almost like every 2 bars he's changing. He's wilding. He's wilding. This song also had a bridge, right?
Yeah.
This was probably one of the last records in hip hop for a very long time that we actually went to a bridge, and for all intents and purposes, could have just been a straight R. Kelly record. You know what I mean? The tempo of the record, how he sounds on the chorus, how he does the bridge. It could have been a straight R&B record, but Big just comes in and masterfully gives us Fucking You Tonight.
Also, Big and R. Kelly never miss. Also, everything they've done together has been.
Oh yeah, I mean, as far as musical prowess goes, 2 of the best to ever do it. 2 geniuses in the music shit.
Both are dead to me.
B, talk to me though. Talk to me. What's the number though?
This is perfection.
This is a perfect.
It's a perfect song.
This is a perfect 10, ladies and gentlemen. I was on the fence between a 9 and a 9
because of R. Kelly?
No, not necessarily because of R. Kelly, but because for what this song is and where it represents in the space, I think he has records that are better done better.
Wow. Okay.
But I love the record.
I don't think there's a note, a bar, anything floating in this record. The track and all. But I got a 10. You got a 9.
I got a 9.
All right. Next.
Last Days, featuring the Locks. So here's something else that I love
Oh, my man said.
Here's something else I love about this album in particular. Big is very much the star. He's a superstar, right? He's big rapper, soul records, has radio records, does all this shit, right? We've seen him grow into a superstar from a kid from right up the block. I love the fact that he represents the bad boy label so much on this album. We got Carl Thomas, we got The Lox, we got 112, we got Puff, we got Mace. An artist of his caliber in that time didn't have to open up his platform to his label mates, but he did on multiple records, and I really, really love that.
I chose correctly.
I want to get into these verses because we got to talk about who took the gold, who took the bronze, who took the silver. I mean, I thought the question was who took it, Big or Kiss?
That's the question.
Who took it, Big or Kiss?
That's the question.
Might be the question.
That's the question.
What's the answer though?
I used to get caught up in the way Jada comes in, right? Like it's crazy. Like wait, what?
Like when you manipulate the beat,
right?
When you manipulate the beat to go with your flow.
First of all,
it's an automatic like a leg up.
First off, I mean,
Pause.
I think a lot of cats also forget who produced this beat. Okay, look at right.
No, we got real hard to earn. There's a real rap nerd community here.
And I want to get into that in a minute too, but that's the whole point. I want to get into the production part of this. But Havoc dropped that the way Jada came in, so you kind of get caught up in that.
Right.
But if you sit with Jada's entire verse and then sit with Big's entire verse, I think it still goes to Big.
For sure. I feel like, there's certain things like there's accents, right? There's like jewelry you can put on to dress shit up, or you can, a lady might put on a different bag or a different look to dress it up, right? But when you really break it down, Big, bar for bar, line for line, has the better verse. But Kiss sounds amazing. Yeah. And Big is big, right? If you ahead, you know the Lox. If you listen to mixtapes, you know the Lox. But for a vast majority of the people who is just casual fans or listeners, this is their introduction. Right. And just to be able to hold your own and dance with B.I. on the
young
record.
Dudes, to be rookies and get
not get wiped the fuck out, basically, is commendable in itself. With all that said, though, it still goes to the Notorious glory.
So it's Big, Jada second?
It's Big, Kiss.
Who's third and fourth?
Sheik is...
Who's third? Sheik's third? Not Styles. So Styles is last on this song?
I think I got
third?
I think I got Styles third as well.
I got Sheik's third. I got Sheik third. Sheik's verse is better than Styles' verse, in my opinion.
Interesting. It's crazy. Play it.
Oh, play it.
I ain't got it.
Huh?
We got to move on, ladies.
We ain't got it.
We ain't got
it's crazy. And you know what I love to say about this record too is that the Lox are still here 25 years later, still killing shit. Jada Kiss is still as sharp as ever. Styles is still as amazing as ever.
Which goes
Sheik is still doing 100 push-ups a clip as ever. You know what I mean? Like they all still here, they all still doing magnificent and making incredible music.
Which goes to show you that Big still lives, right? Big is still here. Like they got put on because of Big. But I want to one last point though, to something that people don't really realize with this album, right? Big was super competitive. It's super strategic. So Big looked at all of his competitors, right? And he was like, most of his competitors were rocking with one producer. Raekwon came out with the Purple Tape, right? 2 years before this. He was rocking with just RZA. Mobb Deep, right? Prodigy's killing it, right? But he got half. You got Nas was rocking with Trackmaster on the second album, right? So all these guys are rocking with the same producer. So what Big said is, cool, I got the Hitmen, then I'm gonna take y'all producers too.
And get busy.
Got Half, got Primo, right? Gangstar, got RZA,
got busy.
Got busy.
Crazy.
Telling you.
Where does Last Days rate for you? Come on, B, talk to me.
It's a 9.
It's a 9?
It's a 9. It's a 9. It's a 9. It's a 9. It's a 9.
It's a 9, goddammit.
It's a 9.
Love the dough. Now, we talked about the competition. We talked about Big and Jay together.
Now, y'all want to pay attention for this one. This is, we got Jay-Z and Biggie, right? Jay-Z still, he had Reasonable Doubts out. but he's still a puppy in the game. First off, Jay got big on this. Absolutely. And you know what?
State your case, gangster. State your case.
And this is what I'm talking about, right? Because Biggs got the bounce. Yo, Jay takes different perspectives. He gives you perspectives of the baller, then switches shoes and gives you perspective of the onlooker. But you gotta listen to the lyrics. First, all right. And he's the most disrespectful on this song. He's the most disrespectful on this song. Y'all at home screaming the fights on. I'm in the 1500 seats watching Tyson. Same night, same fight.
But one of us cats ain't playing right. I'll let you tell it. People place yourselves in the shoes of two felons and tell me you won't fall every chance.
So here's my perspective on it because it's such. When you really got to break this shit down line for line, bounce for bounce, flow for flow, verse for verse, because it gets so intense. My personal opinion is that Jay-Z got the first half of the record, Big got the second half of the record.
So it's a tie.
That man said, we hit makers with acres, roll shakers, that's the dice. In Vegas, where you gamble. We hit makers with acres, roll shakers in Vegas. You can't break us. You can't head crack me. Lost chips on Lakers, gassed off Shaq. Want you to catch the double entendre. Lost chips on Lakers, gassed off Shaq. What was Shaq's alias back then? The Diesel. What is gas? Stop playing with Christopher.
That's my part.
Now we buy homes in unfamiliar places.
Hold up.
But wait, because you said, yo, but the bounce is cosmetics, there's no bars.
I got lines too.
That's all bars.
That's all bars. I got lines too.
That's all bars. And then let me say how he said it. We hit makers with acres, roll shakers in Vegas. You can't cake, lost chips off Lakers, gassed off Shaq. Like he gave you the bounce, he gave you the lines, he kept going crazy on it, man.
I think probably the illest line on the whole record is niggas skip bold like we matadors. Like what the fuck?
Big said you ain't phasing the amazing. While your guns are raising, I'm already fucking shooting.
That's not crazy, bro. What are you talking? That's not crazy. That's not a quotable.
That's not crazy?
That's not a quotable. I just said he skipped the ball like a matador. You came with blazing amazing. You came with blazing amazing after I said skip bowl like a matador?
He's letting you know that you are so ill prepared that when you start to draw and get ready for the war, I'm already shooting.
It wasn't deep. I got it. It wasn't deep. It wasn't deep at all.
Lost chips on
amazing, raising, guns are blazing. That's not deep. What do you give this song?
He went crazy. What do I give this song? Let me go back to the other half of the notes. I gave it a 9.
Same.
The next song is What's Beef?
Sheesh. Wow. Let's start with the perfection, right? The hook is perfect. Like Big's hook. Can we talk about Big's ability to write hooks, man? Like, come on, like seriously. Radio records, street records, stories, murder plots. The hook is always phenomenal.
For sure.
Like, when it's an ICU? Come on, man.
Crazy.
How you put that together?
Beef is when you make your enemies start your Jeep.
Chill, bro.
Yo, that's a wild bar.
Your mother's not safe in the streets. Come
Beef
on.
is when your moms ain't safe up in these streets.
Beef is when ICU guaranteed to be an ICU.
That's the intensive care unit.
People,
I just want y'all to understand.
That's writing. That's fucking writing. Look, I don't really have much to say about this song. It's fucking great. He's talking reckless. He got very graphic at the end, which was surprising.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have a favorite line on this record?
You have a favorite
line on this record?
Let's see what I got here. Oh yeah, I do actually. I love the number one with a booyaka. Give me the Remy and the Chronic, ain't no telling what I do. I love that line because the thing about Big was that he found a way to say the simplest shit, but much iller, right?
Right.
Like, so for those who are into the music business, you know, if you was number one with a bullet on the Billboard chart, your record shot up, right? It's the number one with a bullet. That's what the phrase, the terminology is. He didn't say number one with a bullet. He could have easily said that.
Right.
But he changed bullet into a booyaka,
right?
Which is just the way we would say it in the street in Brooklyn. So he just made it. He just made it iller. Like I think the average rapper would have said, yo, my shit is #1 with a bullet.
Right.
Because I pull it. You know what I mean? But Big just took that extra step to make the line illa. That was a terrible bounce.
What rapper is that? Yo,
niggas was rapping like that though.
I think my favorite line is when he's like giving you like a one-way ticket to Lucifer. First name Christopher.
Watch me set it off like Vivica. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
He's crazy.
Like,
and
I'm the devil. I'm your worst nightmare.
Right. Also, I love the nod to Biz Markie. For those that don't know, you know, ha. Check out this bizarre rapper style used
set it
by
off
me.
like that.
The B.I.G was originally a Biz Markie.
He set it off with
the nod.
Stylistically, yeah, on some just MC
with
shit.
With the nod to Biz Markie, which was a crazy
super hip hop.
What does it land for you?
It's a 9.5 for me.
It's a 9.5?
9.5 for me. It's not a 10 for me.
Very solid.
It's not 10.
Where does it lose that half a point?
I thought the last verse lost a little bit of steam.
There'll be nothing but smooth sailing.
Yeah, that wasn't it for me.
That wasn't it for you.
It wasn't it for me. Tough talk for you. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was very playful. But again, like my man said, on a life after death scale, with the shit that's about to come up.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a 10.
Yeah. I gave it a 9.5 as well.
Look at that.
As we continue on. Sometimes we don't fight and argue over everything.
Sometimes.
Again, right, as we talking about hip-hop shit, the B.I.G. interlude is the nod to PSK, right? Which I love. And which was ill about that to me was Big was using this opportunity to put people on to other shit.
He was so hip-hop.
He was putting people on to other shit. You were seeing how hip-hop he was, but also just like a lot of people went back because a lot of people thought it was a Big joint. You know, the Big shit is crazy, little interlude, and then you had to do the knowledge and learn that it was a PSK joint. And you know, I just thought that was really ill because it showed how hip hop Big was and how he was never afraid to open up.
In every album, he gives it up to the old school. Every album, from the very beginning of Ready to Die. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
All right, so we'll get into another single now. This is a very big record. More Money, More Problems. Featuring Mason Betha and Diddy. Where does More Money, More Problems land for you? And you all. Okay, it was crazy from the beginning.
I didn't love this song at first.
You didn't?
First time I heard this record, I didn't love it.
I heard a lot of people say that. That's why I asked.
Today, love the song. It aged extremely well. And even listening, even this week, like just going to like dissecting this joint. Forget the Diana Ross sample. Forget that, right?
We won't.
Mace murks this shit.
Opens the record up. That's really as you get into like opening lines on songs, that has to be mentioned.
The precision in Mace's verse is crazy. Puff is just different when Big's writing for him. Puff sounds great. The beat is jubilant.
Jubilant.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Big comes on and just forget it's case closed, man.
But you talked about Mace's opening verse. He sets the record off with one of the greatest Now, who hot? Who not? Tell me who rock? Who sell out in the store? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but he keeps that stanza going to who? He keeps asking those questions like. Impeccable verse.
Yeah, he sets the tone crazy. Like you said, Puff sounds amazing. When Big is in his corner, when Big is writing for him, he delivers those records crazy. And then you get to the Big verse, like, again, his breakdown, his bound. B.I.G., P.O., P.A., no info for the D.E.A., federal agents, mad because I'm flagrant. Tap my cell and the phone in the basement. First of all, why you got mad phones, bro?
First of all,
I don't even think I had a house phone in. But
how you rhyme with so many acronyms like that?
He was going crazy. He was going
crazy.
Triple beam, lyrical dream, I be that. Can't you see at all events been? Gats and holsters, girls on shoulders. Playboy, I told you. Like, look at the way he break down that duality, right? Like, I'm the cat you see at all events bent. I got gats on me because I'm still Brooklyn, but I'm still big, so I got girls on shoulders. I love the fact
Playboy, I told you.
Did you realize it was a robbery in Big's verse?
There's always a robbery in Big's verse.
Wait, did you realize
his radio singles? Y'all don't even. He robs every song. He's robbing somebody.
Big said.
Big is all about the jokes.
Wait. He said, step on stage, the girls boo too much. I guess it's because you run with lame dudes too much. So when you go on stage, the girls boo because you run with lames. Me lose my touch? Never that. However, if I did, it ain't no problem to get the gat. He's back to the gun, right? Wait, the robbery is about to take place. Where the true players at? Throw your rollers in the sky. This is the setup. Watch how he sets you up.
Break it down, Tor.
He made you
Break it down, Tor.
He made you floss for a reason.
Who's the idiots when they watching the sky?
Wait. He made you floss for a reason. Where the true players at? Throw your rollies in the sky. Wave them side to side. Now keep your hands high. Y'all didn't even realize the fucking jukes took place because the gat that he had on his side when the girl was on his shoulder came out when you put your rollie in the sky, and now keep your hands high because that's what they tell you when it's a robbery. Put your hands up.
Talk to him.
Big is out of control.
Big is nuts.
Big is out of control.
Hold on. That's a radio single. That's a radio single.
Your grandmom's like this record. It was a whole armed robbery took place in verse 3. Where am I at? So here's where really honestly I have trouble, right?
Go ahead.
Is this a perfect 10 though?
Talk to me.
This is the I went back and forth because, and I see some of my like hip hop purists in here, DJ Eclipse. I see some of my hip hop purists in here.
A lot of purists in here.
And I remember I'm pointing him out specifically. I just remember in this era when it got shiny. Motherfuckers was mad. They didn't like this shiny shit.
I was motherfuckers.
Lord knows we didn't know what was to come.
I was motherfuckers.
We didn't like the shiny, glossy shit. We didn't like the prettied up sample. We wanted to hear the crackle on the record. But I was always the guy that appreciated both sides. And for as many as people that I was around and didn't fuck with More Money, More Problems like that, I always loved it. I always thought it was a great record. I love how they finesse the sample. Like Kelly Price sounds amazing on it. Big sounds amazing on it. Mace sets it off crazy. Puff sounds good. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this record, in my opinion.
Oh.
I gave it a 10.
Oh, wow. I did not.
We assumed as much.
I gave it a 9.5. It's
a 9.5.
Yeah, I gave it a 9.5.
A 9.5.
It's a fucking great record.
Not
man.
far off.
It's a great record.
All right, let's continue on because they're giving me to wrap it up. They're giving me the keep it moving symbol. Where we at, B? Niggas bleed.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Violence.
That's exactly how you're supposed to react.
Woo! Jesus. My nigga said it's a 30. Not 30 for 30. Yo, ESPN?
The attention to detail on this record is nothing short of brilliant.
This is fucking genius B.I.G.
There's not a detail left to the imagination. He give it to you. Plain as day.
Bruh, the character development in this song is stupid.
Yo, having character development in a rap record is crazy in itself.
Because Big is stupid.
Nah, B, I need you to break it down.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. You know what would trip me up? Again, because he's lyrical, right?
Hold on, we gotta really listen to this.
First off, this is Give Me the Loot Part 2. This is not even Part 2. This is the evolution of Give Me the Loot. Again, Big is now a Don now. So the jukes are bigger, the guns are bigger, the plots are more intricate. The stakes are higher. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Ron with the black Yukons. Yo, then he gives us his backstory.
Right.
Bro, like, why do I need to know he listens to the Ron Isley?
Mostly rock the Isley.
What does that?
To other shit though.
Slow groups. The slow groups. Right.
But mostly.
What does that have to do with?
Mostly.
What does that have to do with this juke stuff?
He wants you to understand who this man is.
Bruh.
Yo, you talk about the character development on Ron. What about Gloria from Astoria?
I went to war with her peeps.
He let you know that he had a history with this lady. So that when she saw him...
You're skipping.
Oh, because you was talking about characters.
You're skipping.
You was talking about characters. You want to talk about Maxie Priest?
Yo, sir. Why did Maxie Priest get it, though?
Why did he call Money with the Dreads Maxie Priest?
That's at the end.
Shit like that I love about Big.
Goes into these dudes' history. Slit his sister's boyfriend's throat.
Right.
Got caught with weed. Why do we tell he got caught with weed on him and the gat? He got arrested for the gun.
Right.
The weed is irrelevant.
Guess what?
Went to trial, beat it.
He beat it.
Came home. Yo, bro, one of the illest lines on this fucking song is, got nothing to lose, tattooed around his gun wounds.
Everything to gain embedded in his brain. That's a different type of tattoo.
Bruh.
Yeah, nah.
Just showing you the fabric of this dude. That he go like this. I handpicked this guy.
Right.
He's that nuts.
He's that guy.
He left town, came back speaking Spanish.
Yo, how you learn a whole nother language?
Whole nother language.
What are you into, bro?
He's not into jail. Like, clearly.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
It's shit like this, really. Like as hip hop moves into the educational spaces and all of that, there's really gotta be a B.I.G. class. Like the way that he weaved these stories together and told these tales and made these fucking cinematic, autobiographical, graphic novels on wax is crazy. It's crazy. Like this record is a whole course. It's a whole 13-week course. I don't want to dwell on this shit, but it's just so crazy. Please, I got kids to feed. I done seen you make niggas bleed. Nightmares this bitch don't need. She already know what type of time he's on.
She already know.
That was like my favorite part of it. Like, as much as he gave us the detail about all this other shit, when it got to Gloria, who just happened to be at the hotel, who happened to know him from a past heist.
They went to war with them. It wasn't heist. They went to war with them.
And happened to know how he gave it up.
Yup.
Was like, oh shit.
It's about to go down.
She spilled the beans immediately.
Easy.
This shit is too
clean up on aisle 3.
It's too brilliant. Yeah.
They wobble and they're shooting everybody and Ron's laughing while the place is burning down.
Why did he pass kerosene? Fuck it, it's flammable.
It's unexplainable.
Yo. He said flammable because it's actually flammable, but he had to rhyme unexplainable.
Because he's brilliant.
I love when you manipulate the English language.
You manipulate syllables, man.
Let's go.
He's a shapeshifter.
I tell you what didn't shift, the rating on this record. It's always been a 10.
Shit, I think that's a 20.
It's gonna continue on.
Looks like a 20 to me, sir.
It's perfect. It is absolutely amazing. Niggas bleed perfect 10. So Buckwild is here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Buckwild. Buck, where you at, my brother?
This is as the kids say, no cap whatsoever. I am not embellishing. Buck is one of my absolute favorite producers. I have the pleasure of being in the studio, listening to this dude. Beats that rappers we won't name did not pick that would have changed their records. Like, this dude's phenomenal with it. Seriously.
Stupid motherfucker.
And I feel like one of the unsung heroes, in my opinion.
Well, I sing
just a rap
Buck's,
fan, man. You know
I sing Buck's praises
You more than a rap fan,
always.
bro. You are more than a rap fan.
I'm seriously a rap fan. Like, even for Big, I was a fan of rap, and he always told me, like, yo, you got some ill beats, but you ain't got nothing I can rock to. And he used to always say, like, yo, he would call me, like, every week, like, you got some new joints? And I was
Big was calling you every week.
Every week.
This is amazing. You live a life.
Yo, I look at it now because it's like the old answer machine I used to have. Like, remember the ones with the tape?
I don't, because I didn't, but
all right.
I'm learning.
I had an answer machine that had a cassette tape.
Oh, you said the answer machine with the tape.
Yeah. That's what I'm
I
saying.
definitely.
So even on this answer machine, I had the likes of like Rakim, I had Big, I had Big L. It's like everything was like a who's who, with who would call, and it's like
crazy.
I didn't think of it then because I'm still a fan.
Right.
That's like the Gangstar skit.
Right. The I Chill skit.
So now I can look back and I'm like, yo, why didn't I keep this tape? I could have put that in the Guggenheim.
Right. That's
because that would be crazy.
For sure.
Like Big's last day, he was here that Friday. Like we spoke that day.
Crazy.
And it's like, he called and the answer machine was off, and he's like, yo, Buck, pick up the phone. And that's how I knew, because the volume was on.
Right.
And I picked it up and we kicked it for a while, telling me various things before he left, and he was going to LA and he would be back, but he had to take a flight straight to Europe. He had a 30-city tour, 30 or 45, something like that.
Wow.
It's a big void. You feel it. Like when you listen to the music in 2022, you see how advanced he was. You see how ill he was. We talked about him being 23, 24 while he was recording and making these records. You think about the growth that would have happened. You think about the development that would have happened. It's just, I feel like, for no pun, like sky was the limit for Big. You know what I'm saying? Like it was unimaginable where he could go.
Sky wasn't the limit. And it's like, I'm gonna be honest, because looking at it,
clearly.
When we mixed the song, we came in, it was me, Lord Finesse, and I think it was Easy LP was there, Foxy Brown was there, and he definitely was like, yo, I'm the greatest. Like, yo, let me just play you. He said it. Let me play you some records. I told you,
we said at the top of the like he was very much cemented in like, I'm the nigga.
I'm that dude. I'm him. Big Papa was not a marketing scheme.
Understand, he was very competitive. Yeah. You're not getting on the record and you're gonna cut his ass. He's gonna listen. That's why he like rocking with Jigga. That's a sparring partner.
Right.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about it, like, yo, these two cats from Brooklyn, two of the greatest, and Jay-Z is one of the, oh man, it's like, it ain't really no touching him. The only person who sparred with Jay-Z and gave him a run was Big L when they did Stretch and Barbito.
Yes, classic.
Indeed.
Classic.
I look at Big, like, yo, him doing that one song right there is like the pinnacle, because it's like, I never seen, I can't say I don't make singles like that, but when he constructed these rhymes and he laid this verse, to me, I was like, yo, this has got to be like the greatest verse ever in hip hop.
All right, so hold up. So I need to know, the idea. Did the beat come before the idea, or did he say, I have this idea, I need you to construct the beat?
The beat came before the idea.
Okay.
And he heard it, and he was like, yo, I got an idea for it. He didn't say what the idea was.
Really?
I just know I came in, and I'm not gonna lie. Big would just do vocals sometimes. He'd done a lot of vocals with D-Dot, and the song was done. He revocaled it, and then they did what they did do when they was there. He revocaled it, and he did all the talking at the end, which is what supports, like when you're doing a record.
Seriously, yeah.
It supports it, and it's like, I have a problem now because a lot of younger dudes now, Large Professor calls it the funk talk. Like when you get on a record and when you summarize the record in the end, you have to be able to do both, so that way people get a feel of the record.
Yeah.
Without that, people don't feel your record. You just got rhymes in the beat. That's why your record don't last.
That's interesting that I didn't even know it was a thing for Large Professor, because I've never heard another MC create such an amazing body of work, right? And then fill in it's almost like a painting, right?
Right.
It's like a brilliant sketch, and then he gives you some of the coloring at the end. Like, I've never heard anybody else do that, at least in that way.
Yeah.
Well, I think even for Big, man, he got to be one of them dudes. Is like, the beat is nothing but a canvas for him, and it's like, I can remember him doing Niggas Bleed, writing the Niggas Bleed in the MIDI room, and all the stuff that you hear in the beat to dress it up.
Yeah.
Nothing's there. It's just a filtered loop, no drums, no strings, no nothing. And people sometimes, like when you hear the album, you don't understand the greatness.
Right.
And it's like a lot of kids and cats today, they don't understand what it really takes to go into making records. You know, even in the 90s, we had a certain way we did things where it's like, you can pull your inspiration just from a drum loop. Remember, Milk D did Top Billin', right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You don't need everything done with the bells and whistles. You just need an idea, and then the producer come and he'll build around it if he's a great producer.
Actually produce the record.
That was the genius of doing Life After Death, because it's like, when he did the songs, it's like it was just like a canvas. And what made it dope was like, he can paint this movie, and you'll be like, wow, yo, his rhymes is crazy. Because Big would always come out and be like, yo, how's my rhyme? And if you say, yo, it's cool, he's like, all right, I got to do it over again.
When you heard Ready to Die, and when you heard Story to Tell, what was your first reaction? What was your first, like, what did you say? What did you think? How did you feel when you heard it?
Where were you when you heard it?
In the studio.
He played it for you, or like?
He played it. He's like, yo, come mix your song. And I was like, yo, I wasn't there. He's like, yo, don't worry. He's like, yo, we did the vocals, just come mix it. I gotta. And it's like, I listened. If I was on stage, I would have dropped the mic. Because that's how ill it was, like, listening. Cool. And I'm like, yo, and Foxy was there. She was like, yo, Big, this is your best song ever.
Crazy. Absolutely.
Yeah, but this is top 5.
You gotta understand, like, even in that time, it's always a name thing with the producers and who does what that makes it, you feel it instantly.
Right.
But songs have to last, they have to evolve, and it's like, fortunate for me, I've made a lot of productions where the songs evolve and they last a long time and people feel them. Like, look at Rob's song. Rob's song has been going strong, like it's a new record, like The young dudes be like,
you gotta be clear on them. Which Rob song, man?
Whoa.
There we go. That's the classic Whoa. Yes, that's yes, exactly. Yeah.
I want to ask you about the actual production. So how did the beat come together? What did you know what I'm saying? What did you do first? Was it the drums? Did you find the loop, the sample first? Or, what was the thought process between the creation of making the actual beat?
First, I had to sit in the house in the basement with just socks on.
Wait, what?
What?
With just socks on. I just had on, sweatpants and socks.
Oh, gotcha.
That's an important detail in the story to tell. That's an important,
Sweatpants
I changed the whole story for me.
He got a story to tell.
And then, like what it is, I did the drum beat, and it's like I chopped the drums to the way I like it. And after that, I just went through certain records till I found the correct sounds that I wanted on there. When I found that one, it's like I took that, it's like I added certain things with your nuances that are undertones that you don't hear when you hear the record.
I hear him.
And then the next step was I put it on a beat tape with like 6 or 7 other beats and sent it to Big via C's.
Shout to Caesar Leo.
And then when Big called, he's like, yo, I got one. And it's like, he told me what it was, but it wasn't this one. It was a beat that I had gave the Locks. And I remember Jade and them telling me like, yo, we want this. And matter of fact, Joe did a song to it also.
Wow.
So when I came to the studio, that's what I thought it would be. And it wasn't. So when he said, yo, I got your song, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yo, this ain't what you picked. But I guess he listened to it and was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't care what I told you I picked, but I'm doing this right here.
Did he lay the other beat? Did he lay the other beat?
Nah, he couldn't.
He didn't lay, okay. Last question though for you, Buck. Aside from I Got a Story to Tell, your absolute favorite song on Life After Death?
It's gotta be probably Niggas Bleed. Like the
I'm mad at that.
Yo, Buck, so what do you give Story to Tell?
A 20.
As you should. Y'all give it up for Buckwild. As we continue on, Buck. So we up to Notorious Thugs featuring Bone Thugs and Harmony. Y'all fuck with this record? Make some noise. Show of hands, make some noise.
Stop with Gmail. Take my email.
This record for me really showed where Big was in the headspace of mastery. Right? Mastery, because this wasn't an easy flow, for lack of a better term, to catch, right? Not only was it not an easy flow, but it wasn't what we were doing here.
No.
It wasn't no East Coast shit.
He went there.
It wasn't no Brooklyn shit. But Big wanting to make sure that he covered all aspects of the conversation and tap into all the different regions and all the different parts and different flows. He did Bone Thug. He got Bone on the record and did Bone. Some say like just as good as Bone. Or dare you say better?
Some say better. I think this was the record for me that was like, yeah, he's the greatest.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, all right, like, okay, you could tell stories. You could do commercial records.
Right.
You could do radio records and still make it lyrical.
Right.
I could do whatever I want. I could do the hardcore shit. I could do the fucking mixtape shit.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, I can also go to the Midwest, take what they do, and depending on who you ask, do it better.
When Big gave us this is when I knew it was no question.
Right.
It was undeniable, was no question.
Right.
He was, quote, hands down the best.
Right.
I'ma tell you like you told me. Cash roll everything around me. Lyrically, niggas can't see me. Cut it. You know the bitch before you call yourself number that nigga with a bench. Doesn't it seem hard to you? Big come through with mobs and crews. Just fellas down to the most of dude. Who's the killer? Me or you?
All right. We can bring it down, E. Okay, yo, when Big did that, it was game over. The versatility takes the most unexpected turn in the world. Big shows you that he literally can do any and everything.
And this is what I was talking about, right? I made the joke about the whole cosmetic shit. The pockets are probably the best on the album.
Had to be.
Okay, pockets are best on the album. But then he's saying like, yo, he's making fun of himself. Like it goes back to the whole, if Faith had twins, she probably had 2 Pacs, right? Like he throws another jab at Faith on this joint, man. Like it's self-deprecating. Like I mean, what he's talking about, like the layers of topics on this one verse is crazy.
For better or worse, I think this verse changed the trajectory of what hip hop was gonna do, especially coming from our region, because Big made it okay and acceptable to do this, to bounce, to give us a different flow, to rhyme over different beats, to take a hardcore Brooklyn New Yorker and do that Bone Thug Cleveland shit.
Oh, are you saying that there wouldn't have been a Jiggy What without this song?
Wouldn't have been a what?
A Jigga What without this song?
You actually said that, and the people.
I said that. I mean,
what do you give Notorious Thugs, B?
First off, I'm gonna say this one thing. We were so fascinated by Big's verse. I don't think we give enough credit to Bone Thugs on this. They get busy.
I mean, but that's what they do.
No pun intended.
They get busy, and this is sometimes like when you do a great job all the time, it's expected of you. I expect Bone to get busy on this record because it's a Bone record.
They get busy and they get crazy. Yeah, exactly.
And Wish, possibly.
Yeah.
But for Big to do it is what makes it special, because you're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
This song gets a 9 for me.
It's a 9 for you?
Yeah.
I gave it a 9 as well. It's crazy. Changed the game, made it okay for us to bounce. Versatility hits an all-time high. One of the most brilliant verses on the album to me. Delivery and content is crazy. All right, we over halfway through. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss You featuring 112. Another Diana Ross flip.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk to me about this record. Thoughts?
Again, it's Big has not let up. He's constantly showing you like, I don't need to mail it in. I think about this song and I hear like the Puff single when he died, right? It reminds me a little bit of that, right? But it's like
hold on, guys. Ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like he set the tone. He set the tone for his posthumous single for Puff, like the whole Miss You record, right? Like he gives you like that feeling, but he also gives you amazing storytelling. Like he gives you these 2 stories, these 2 pitches, which weaves into this like, you know, why he missed it. Like it's like it could be a sappy record, it could be a soft record, and he gives you reality, which gives him credibility and still makes it hardcore, but doesn't lose the emotion of it. You know,
for sure. I mean, because we all lost people, right?
And it's KG from Naughty by Nature.
You lose people to jail, you lose people to death. You know what I'm saying? So like him telling the story, rest in peace to O. You know, he talk about his homegirl that got killed. It's just crazy the way he was able to break the whole story down. Yeah, it's ill. I love his baby mother blames me and his brothers understand how the game would be. That was so real. Like, damn, he's gone. His baby mother like, nigga, it's your fault.
It's your fault. You had him in the game.
And his brothers is like,
his brothers was the shits too.
Y'all was in the street.
Yeah.
That's how the game go. Like, that shit is so real. What did you give Miss You?
Give it a 9.
Gave it a 9?
Yeah.
Solid. I actually gave it an 8.5.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Gave it an 8.5.
What didn't you like about this record?
It's not about what I didn't like. It's just not my favorite of what's there. I love the storytelling. I mean, the beat was cool. It wasn't like the illest beat I ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? It was simple.
What I liked about the beat was I felt like it gave a reprieve from like the Hitman knock, like we were getting. Like everything was just so, you know, kind of like slamming us against the head from kicking the door, niggas bleed.
It also is fucking just sad.
But it's emotional. Like again, like it was almost like a breather. Like, cause this is right after after Notorious Thug, so which is like rock star shit.
For sure.
You know, so anyway, I thought it's a great placement in the album.
I heard a few people shouting out another. Shouts to all the Lil' Kim fans in the building, all the Queen Bee fans. We got a battle of the sexes here on this record. Big's girl cheated. Big's young lady cheated.
Young lady cheated.
Big cheated. Big cheated. Well, he got the first verse, so he told his story first.
True.
So Big's young lady cheated. I mean, Kim is flawless on this record. Kim is she floats lyrically, delivery, tone, like she is flawless on this record. Incredible.
Right. I mean, Big is flawless on this record. He wrote Kim's verse.
But
You are technically correct.
As a songwriter here in this chair, there's a difference between writing a verse and giving it to an artist and them knocking it out the fucking park, though. When you own it, when you embody it, when you drop into that character, is a lot to be said for that. Because there's tons of people who can get a rhyme written for them that couldn't deliver it with the vigor that Lil' Kim did, that couldn't make you feel every line. That's why the ladies in this room was like, you gotta play Kim first.
You are 100% correct. But you know what's harder than performing a verse that somebody wrote for you is to be a dude and write perfection from a female's perspective.
I mean, it's not really hard. It's not hard for me.
First of all, the layers, right? He goes through her emotions on the stand. She has to defend him on the stand and is thinking about him cheating. You know how hard that is? That's crazy. How you fathom that as a dude, as a 23-year-old? That's crazy.
Nah, it's amazing.
That's nuts.
It's incredible. B, what did you give another?
Feedback? Where's Ty? Ty, am I feedback? 1, 2? I'm good? Okay, cool.
Another, what do you give another?
I gave another 8.5.
8.5, I gave it a 9.
Okay.
Gave it a 9. Very, very dope record. Going back to Cali for me is super bittersweet for obvious reasons, right? But when we talk about Big's willingness to do different things, to be a East Coast artist, to be a Brooklynite, and for him to give us that bone shit, and for him to give us West Coast shit, and for him to give us South shit, he really was showing you like there was nothing he couldn't do. Right. There was no beat he couldn't fuck with. There was no flow that he wouldn't dabble in and master. Like, so for as bittersweet as going back to Cali is for me to listen to and knowing what transpired, it's also just fucking genius to hear how you put it together.
I mean, I would not call this record genius.
I think it's genius. I'm talking about overall.
It seemed like Puff was the marketing brain of this. Big never really rhymes from a marketing perspective, but I feel like this was probably one of those times. He knew he had to get back Cali because of what was going on with him and Tupac.
I mean, he says it in the verse though, right?
Right.
But he asked you in the verse, he said, what's your plan? Is it to rock the tri-state, almost gold for 5 G's a show? Mm-hmm. Or do you want to see about 7 digits, fuck hoes exquisite? Right. Cali, great place to visit. That told you everything you needed to know. This was a money move. You can stay local and do your local shit and get about 5 G's a show and almost go gold. Or you could get about 7 digits and go to Cali and fuck hoes exquisite. He let you know exactly what it was. He spelled it out for you. He was plain as day. Right. I don't want to be local, B.
Absolutely.
I'm a star. I'm a superstar. And I want to touch all these different regions. And was it my favorite record? And was it the joint that I went crazy over? No. But I understood why he did this record. And I think it was done well.
Right. Which
is where I have a difference of opinion when we get to World is Filled.
Ooh,
yeah. But we'll get there. So what did you give
Don't you talk bad about Miss Jenkins.
What did you give going back to Cali?
I gave it an 8.
I gave it an 8.5.
Okay, cool.
8.5. You know it didn't get an 8.5?
Yes.
This next, we got to get into this, E. We got to get into 10 Crack Commandments.
Let's go.
Just a little bit. I mean, it's absurd to even have this song as a concept. What in your mind makes you say
1997?
You know what I want to rap about? The 10 commandments of selling crack.
Like, there's a whole say no to drugs campaign going on at the time.
Fam, there's rules to this crack selling shit.
But I'm gonna show you how to do it correctly. I'm gonna show you how to do it efficiently, though.
I'm gonna give you 10 steps to how to do this shit to the best of your ability.
And I'm gonna have Primo use Chuck D to emphasize my point.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, this what we doing Enuff?
Enuff got the samples on deck. We don't have much to say about 10 Crack Commandments. Is it not genius?
I mean, the score's in the title.
Right. It's the 20. It's a 20 for the 10 Crack Commandments.
Here we go.
Absolute 10. Perfect record. All right, let's get to Nasty Boy. Pause. Yeah, I'm going to say pause because I'm immature. Don't judge me.
I love this song.
You love Nasty Boy.
I love Nasty Boy, man. And I didn't love it when it first came out because I was too young to appreciate it.
Come on. I go.
First of all,
go on and on and on and don't take them to the crib unless they boning. Easy, call them on the phone and platinum Chanel cologne and I stay dressed to impress, spark these bitches' interest. Sex is all I expect as they watch TV in the Lex. They know.
Oh my
Quarter
God.
past 4, left the club tipsy. Say no more, except how I'm getting home tomorrow. Caesar drop you off when he see his P.O. Back in my mind, I hope she's.
Bruh. You talking about pockets?
Pocket
You
crazy.
see the shit you was talking about with Hypnotize?
Right.
This song is better than Hypnotize.
Absolutely.
Okay. This is what I'm
Absolutely.
talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm talking about. And it's not a 10, but this song is better than Hypnotize. The pockets.
Pocket
Didn't
crazy.
take any bars off.
Not a ball.
It's still on point. Like what he's saying is still funny as hell. It's still descriptive. Tonto's racist, you know. He called the Tonto, that's racist.
It's a shiny ass record, but Big is so in his bag
brilliant
on the record.
Yes.
Yeah, he still give you everything you want from your favorite MC, even on the shiny record.
Exactly.
And then it's again these lines, right, that transcend the time and the culture. Ladies, my Mercedes, hold 4 in the back, 3 if you fat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hilarious.
shit like that
Hilarious. I think it was 2 if you fat.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
2. They like slimming down, but they're not all the way yet.
I love it.
What did you give it?
9.5.
9.5.
Yeah.
I gave it a 9. Gave it a 9.
There you go.
Sky's the limit. Shouting out numbers. Sky's the limit. Come on, B.
Sky's the Limit is one of those songs I feel like is essential to a classic album, right? Because it's not, it may not be a top 3 song on the album, right? It may not be an absolute favorite of the album, but number one, it's personal enough where it brings you closer to the listener. It brings the listener closer to you, and then it also shows your diversity, right? Again, there's bits of storytelling in this, right? He's giving you his past, right? He's giving it up to the old school, like we talked about. He gives up so much in this record, and it just sounds beautiful. You could clean your crib to this record, and it works. You can listen to this record in your ears.
How's everybody doing tonight?
This fucking beat is beautiful.
I'd like to welcome to the stage.
Beautiful, like
the lyrically
it's a perfect
acclaimed.
song.
I like this young man because when he came out
cookies
with
with
the
butter
phrase,
crunch. I mean, like
he went from
little
ashy
details
to
make it.
classic.
That's writing.
I like that.
But here's what I say about Sky's the Limit, real talk. I say it's aspirational and inspirational.
Right.
Like, it tells you where he wants to take it and where he's been able to take it, but where it came from. I was actually mad when they made this a single because the record was so personal to me.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be one of those records that was just out there, that was playing a million times. But when they did the video,
It's also right after he died too, so
Right.
it's super sad.
But
he had the kid playing him.
I always loved this record so much. So like when it became a video, it became a single, I was upset initially, but I loved the way that they did the video so much, and it brought me back in. And I realized like great music is for everybody. It's not just for you, Torae. So don't try to hoard it to yourself. But Sky's the Limit is a motherfucking 10.
Motherfucking 10.
It's a motherfucking 10.
The world is filled. What's your problem, sir?
Tell me why you love The World Is Filled.
Because Biggie's verse is absolute perfection.
It absolutely is.
And on top of that, like I said earlier, Puff is best when Big is writing for him. Puff sounds great on this song.
He sounds good.
Puff sounds great on this song.
Big sounds great on this song.
No, Big sounds perfect on this song. Puff sounds great on this song.
He sounds good. How does Todd Shaw sound on this song?
Whew.
You motherfucker.
Todd Shaw sounds better than he usually does. I'm gonna tell you that. If you listen, first of all, I fuck with Todd's verse because cosmetically he's not there with it, but I know you like, right? But when you listen to what he's saying though, it's very much in line with what he's saying and reason why they got him on the record. It's a fucking great song all around. Beat is fucking crazy. Big is stupid on this shit, man.
This record for me though feels targeted. It feels targeted. Like he was going for a specific region, and
he had a song called "Going Back to Cali," which he praised.
But unlike Going Back to Cali, like I said earlier, this record felt like the attempt at it, whereas Going Back to Cali for me didn't.
It's called "Going Back to Cali."
I know the title, bro. I can read. I'm telling you how it felt to me.
You can't have a bigger attempt than that. didn't say I'm going back to Oakland.
You could call a fucking record anything. How does a record sound? This felt like we reaching to get this sound. We want to get this area. We know we got to tour here. Shit like that. That's just how it felt to me, bro. It didn't feel as natural and as organic as everything else. Even the Bone record that was clearly trying to get that audience, and even the Going Back to Cali record that was clearly trying to win back that audience, this record for me feels like an attempt at it.
Okay. Anyway, Big's verse, from top to bottom, there's not a single bar that's not
It's flawless.
magnificent.
It's perfect.
I don't even, and he chooses to use these different pockets. Like, I don't understand, like, when the remedies in the system, ain't no telling what I fucking want like this, and that's what they been.
He was dancing.
Blood, not relay song.
He was dancing. He was scatting.
Like, bugging. And at the end, like, now my popularity grew in each state. Now I got 2 in each state. Used to drink brew in each state. Then he just changes the fucking pattern. Now I pop bottles of models, larger states on larger states. Come on.
I have not a negative word to say about Christopher George Latour.
So what do you give the song?
I gave the overall song an 8.5. Ooh. 8? 8. It's an 8, but Big is so great on it, I gave it an extra half.
Ooh.
I gave it an extra half.
You gave it an 8.5?
Yeah.
I gave this record a 9.
Gave it a 9? Okay. All right, so now we rounding out the show and we rounding out the album.
Woo!
Real talk. Hold on. Let me get this off.
Woo.
This might be the greatest 1, 2, 3 punch to close an album ever. This might be the greatest three-song closing.
The greatest closer ever. Like, you cannot. And again,
it was like
even if you consider, right, "Sky's the Limit," right, which you all think is one of the favorite songs on the album. "Sky's the Limit," Big's verse on "World Is Yours," and then these 3 songs. Talk to me, man.
I mean,
talk to me.
So for all of us who was really outside back then, you might remember the version of My Downfall that leaked.
Yes, absolutely.
That didn't have DMC on it.
Absolutely.
That didn't have the harmonies on it yet. You might remember the raw version of My Downfall, which when I heard that, I don't know what tape it was, I don't know who stole it that, but when I heard that, my mind was blown. When I heard the final album version, shout out to Six Brody and Nasheem Merrick and Puff, when I heard the album version, when they put DMC on it, it just...
But what about the song? What about the song?
It was incredible.
Why was it incredible, Tor?
Because he dreamed filthy.
He started the song off with,
He dreamed
filthy. My moms and pops mixed me with Jamaican rum and whiskey. What a setup.
When they really made it a record, like before it was a demo, when they made a record out of it, it took me a minute to warm up to it.
There's just too many lines on this run.
It's just
First of all, more Gone than Freeman. That's just still. That's crazy.
Your old teaming. Be more Gone than Freeman.
Big is nuts.
Yeah, Big is crazy. My Downfall, what's the number?
I have a 10 for the rest of these songs. Like,
I didn't know if it lost any.
It's a 30 for me. Just take my 30 for the rest of
it's not a 30 for me all the way through.
Okay, good. 30.
Favorite song? Amazing record. Long Kiss Goodnight. Long Kiss Goodnight, produced by the RZA. Lyrically, we already know what Big is gonna do.
Right.
Is this a perfect song? Beats and rhymes.
Everything is. This is a 12, man.
Okay.
This is a lyrical masterclass. What do you give it? What do you give it? What do you give it?
I gave it a 9.
Okay. Give it a 9.
I gave it a 9. I gave it a 9.
Because what don't you like about this song?
I really like the beat.
You said what?
I really like the beat. I don't love it.
Wow, the beat? Yo, you know what? RZA mixed this shit, and Puff tried to mix it over and couldn't fucking figure this shit out.
Of course you couldn't. That makes absolute perfect sense. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Last record.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last record of the night. Another joint I heard early before the album came out. It leaked on the mixtape.
You said that, yeah.
And boy, oh boy, when I heard "You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You," and I broke down what that actually meant. my mind was blown once again. Like, wow, bro.
And it's to this day.
To this day, right? Like,
I mean, Nipsey got bigger after he got killed.
I was literally just about to say, for as much as the real ones knew about Nip and rolled with Nip and listened to tapes and supported the movement, it wasn't
Soulja Boy Slim.
It wasn't until Nip passed that everybody was on it, and that energy that was held in his body was able to transcend and go out into the world in a different type of way. Not to say that he was nobody, because that's harsh, because that's not a literal term, but when you die, your legend grows.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially in the hood when you get murdered.
Right.
You actually, your rep becomes bigger when you get murdered.
So, E, you got your mic queued up over there, Enuff?
1, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for DJ Enuff, make some noise.
What's up, y'all?
As we get into your Nobody Till Somebody Kills You, outside of being Big's DJ for a number of years, and outside of being a heavy hitter and rocking city to city, state to state around the world and holding us down on Hot 9 forever, you also produced on this joint. E, I definitely need to know.
Sir.
I need to know the backstory behind your production on this record.
All right, so me and my partner Jiv. Jiv's not here. He lives in Texas now. Jiv is from Flatbush. I'm from Flatbush. And we made this record on East 39th Street and Glenwood Road.
Wait, hold on. I got to hear the story, God.
And I was the producer guy who was always very anal with like making sure I titled samples and titled, things like that in the MPC so we wouldn't lose our credit. My man Jeff found this from a Billy Preston sample and I heard it and I was like, yo, what's that? And he kept catching it from this part that went, doo-doo, doo-doo. Now, if you guys know Junior Mafia used to always say, like this call they had at whatever, and it sounded like the sample.
Right.
I used to drive in the car with Big, and he'd always be like, yo, what you got? Give me a mixtape. My job was to always provide music for the road and the tour. Great. So if it wasn't my mixtape, it was anybody's mixtape. Ron G, Doo-Wop, whoever had the hot mixtape out.
Right.
And so I always just sneak my beat tapes inside in the car. Always hoping that Big would hear, my shit.
Right.
So I was one of them guys who was just lucky enough and happy enough to be on the album. And to hear this dude's lyrics on my beat, I was like, holy shit. This is amazing.
That's amazing.
And I remember listening to the lyrics every day like a fan, like what Buck was saying earlier, how you a fan of this guy.
Right.
And hearing the music over and over again and listening to the lyrics, it's crazy, man. So shout out to my brother Jiv Paz, who's my partner on this one.
So when y'all was riding on the road trip, you just like press play on the low and just let the beat rock?
Well, it didn't happen like that, but a lot of times it would happen like that. But me and Jiv would give cassettes to Little C's. Little C's was the guy who carried all the beats for Big.
So high key C's A&R'd this album, because this is about the second, third time.
Yeah.
C's delivered the beat.
Because C's would carry all the cassettes on him. Look, C's would carry all the weed, all the cassettes.
I like
and all the everything, lighter, weed paper, blunts, like whatever we needed to go to the next phase. C's had on him physically.
Crazy.
Very important.
Shout out to Caesar Leo.
Shout out to Caesar Leo.
And shout out to DJ Enuff. Y'all clap it up, make some noise once again.
Man.
If y'all didn't know.
And I'm gonna play the original version that I came up with, and then the version that Puff redid with Faith Evans and
Stevie J,
Stevie
right?
J.
Yeah,
Yep.
Stevie J.
We had time for 2 records, bro.
Original shit.
All right, this is the original sample, right?
Into my faction, don't like asking questions. Strictly gun testing, coke measuring, giving pleasuring. The Benzito, hitting fannies, spending chips at Manny's. What you creeps got receipts? My peeps get dirty like cleats. Run up in your crib, wrap you in your polo sheets. Six up in your wig piece, against the seats. Why? May you rest in peace with my sycamore style. More sicker than yours. 4-4 and 54 draw. As my pilot stares my lair. Yes, my dear, it's official. Only the feds I fear. Here's a tissue. Stop your blood clot crying. The kids, the dog, everybody dying, no lying. So don't you get suspicious. I'm big, dangerous, you're just a little vicious. As I leave my competition, respirator style, climb the ladder to success, escalator style. Hold y'all, breath I told y'all, death controls y'all. Big don't fold y'all. I spit phrases that'll thrill you. You're nobody till somebody kills you. You're nobody till somebody kills you.
See, B, I told you I heard the original version. I knew it was a. I knew it was a different version.
I wasn't down.
I knew I wasn't tripping.
I believed you. I wasn't down. That's crazy. That's crazy. I actually wouldn't have fucked with that. If I'm rhyming over that, I'm not touching that. That's crazy.
I mean, you know Puff got Puff Daddy.
Puff got put that sizzle on it.
Yeah, you know Puff got a Puff Daddy.
Sure.
He sure did Puff Daddy it.
So what do you love aside? I mean, obviously, right? The storytelling is impeccable. We've touched on this a number of times. What specifically about this record do you love? What makes it singular for you?
This record, because it just rings so true, right? I mean, obviously we get to the last verse and, you know, we talk about dark-skinned domain and he builds that story up to like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just been in those scenarios, but you're trying to talk, you're trying to describe somebody,
right.
And it's like,
so you know dark-skinned Jermaine,
you know? Fucking lame.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had though, it was so conversational. Like, again, a lot of the shit from Big was, I saw myself in those scenarios, or I had already lived through those experiences. Right. So it was that much more real for me as we were having these conversations.
And again, the attention to detail, man. You know, the champagne range, you know what I'm saying? Like,
silly cat. What makes him silly, B?
Because he wore suede in the rain.
Silly, that's silly shit.
Silly.
Yo, nothing looks worse than if suede in the rain. That's crazy.
You mean that kid that almost lost half his brain over 2 bricks of cocaine? Getting his dick sucked by crackhead Lorraine?
Ooh, that's a terrible way.
A fucking shame. Dukes and Lane, what's his name? Like, yeah, Big was just
stupid.
Out of control.
And again, so poetic. He's telling a story, giving you all these details, and never taking off a bar. Yeah. It's all like structurally, it's crazy.
So anyway. much like my downfall, because I had got introduced to this record with the original DJ Enuff version, right? It took me a minute to grow into loving the album version.
Me too.
But it wasn't that much of a difference from a fan perspective. I'm sure as a producer, you were like, what the fuck did they do?
Right.
From a fan perspective, it wasn't that much of a difference for me. Right. So I grew to love it again, and just like the storytelling, the visual, the beat is crazy. 10 for me.
I mean, you're right. I had
close
my
the album on a 10.
3 songs ago, so yeah.
Close the album on a 10. Y'all agree? Y'all agree? Y'all feel that?
You guys are good people.
What's up?
What's up?
P. Frank.
Where's the mic? Can we get him the mic? Just a couple questions. If we got some questions from the people.
See what I mean?
Check.
Yo, don't ask me about Too Short, God.
You know, I would never do that. Shout out to y'all though. I love what you guys are doing. You guys are taking the next generation of what we created in the 90s to another level. I wanted to ask you, James Baldwin, Toni Morrison, John Coltrane, Biggie took the license of the black writers and took it to the hip hop shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep,
where does Biggie rank as a writer of black culture in the history of black popular music?
That's why he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's absolutely one of the best. I mean, I'll put him against any Beatle. Like lyrically, like he was that good. He was that cinematic. He had that much. He had that many. He used the entire crayon box. You know, back in the days, you wanted the big box of crayons with all the colors. Like that's what Big was working with. And he used to wrap loops around his competition. You know, again, he used to give you details for the sport of it. We didn't need to know about Ron listening to the Isley Brothers. We didn't need to know what the color of the Rover was. That had nothing to do with the story, but it makes the story that more delicious. That's a writer.
For sure. Like I said, I think his work, as we have so many of these artists now that are being studied in these different college courses and lectures and things of that nature, right. Big definitely needs to be dissected and studied because his writing was so detailed and so intricate and so brilliant. At 24 years old, we got 2 albums out of Big, yo. You think about the impact he made in those 2 albums. You look at the growth from his tone on this. I love it when you call like the Super Cat record to Niggas Bleed. we got a chance to watch in real time the ascension, the growth, the development, and he was still going up. Like, you count the Junior Mafia album in there, you count the Kim album in there, these is all the steps, right? We watching Big grow right before our eyes. He's getting exponentially better every go round.
Every year.
Every go round, he's leveling up crazy. Right. What was the third album gonna be? What was the fourth album gonna be?
Hold on, Toy.
We got another question. I want to make sure we respect the guests.
We're gonna take 2 more questions.
Yeah, one more quick question. So my name is Jamal. I'm from Brooklyn. I live in Canarsie. Can we talk a bit about Big and the experience of black trauma? So what was it like? I'm from Brooklyn, so like I know what it was like growing up in New York City, hearing Big. I remember the Bed Stuy parade. I remember experiencing that. But can we talk a bit about the Brooklyn experience and what it was like, the black trauma of growing up in Brooklyn, and what that experience was like that produced the lyrics that we hear, and the trauma in the lyrics? Can we like unfold that a bit?
That's a long conversation, which I don't have the sobriety to do right now. But but what I'm gonna do is, and I didn't want to like end the album on a down note, but like Downfall, Long Kiss. The lyrics and Puff's ad-libs, I feel like, led to the hit. And if you listen to Big's verse, I think he actually called out the Crips in one of those songs too. So, so then to have those songs where they're talking major shit, and like Puff is saying, you know who we talking to. Right? Big's going at them, drilling them creatively, artistically, right? And then Puff's throwing the battery in his back, talking crazy, calling out dudes. Downfall, Long Kiss Goodnight, they do that. And then to do that and then end the song with, and the album with, You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You. It's almost prophetic, like he almost wrote his death.
Yeah. I mean, one thing about art and life is that those lines and those parallels cross a lot. They intersect a lot, right? And Big, being from right here in the neighborhood, saw so much shit in them 90s, in them late 80s. He was able to paint pictures for people who had never been here, who had never experienced this part of the black experience. But just like Compton, just like Ohio, just like, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Everywhere. It's
all the same, right? So some of these things is gonna resonate with everybody no matter where you are in the world. It's just different. Y'all might do it. We do it on the subway. Y'all do it in lowriders or what have you, right? But Big, the brilliance of the way he was able to, I said it early in the conversation, be aspirational and inspirational.
Right.
He showed you literally and said, literally, I went from ashy to nasty to classy. This is the growth. This is the level up. Yeah. He spoke to the black experience in so many different ways, from the hustler's aspect, from wanting to do for his daughter and feeling like his back was against the wall. There was dire straits, for wanting to provide for his mother and be something. It's so much. And when you don't have a lot of opportunity, you figure out the best ways to make it happen for yourself. Like the American dream ain't even for everybody. Everybody in this room know that.
Right.
These motherfuckers could sell booze and drugs up until they make they $100 million and then make it illegal. And then put you in jail for 200 years for it and get free labor out of you, but that's another conversation for another night, right? But Big was able to give you that fucking black experience, so real and so raw and so vivid and so detailed and so brilliant that it puts him in this class, in this tier of the greatest to ever do it. Right. 24 years old,
24 years old, mind you.
24 years old. 24. I didn't know my fucking ass from my elbow at 24. Let's be real. Big was gone. What up, Clep? Clep is here, Junior Mafia. What's going on, family?
My brothers.
Clep fresh off the plane, too, and pulled up on us.
You're not to pull up for y'all.
Love you, King.
Again, my man's Big. He ain't just here because of Big, by the way. He supports us.
I love what you brothers is doing. Something, I forgot who asked the question about the writers. That was a dope question, but something that people got to remember, and you know this, E. Big didn't write.
Right, that's the part that we got.
He was a wizard. Yeah,
we can't overlook that part.
Yo, you give Big a beat, you give him a beat, he'll just sit down and like close his eyes and just be like, I witnessed it. You too so many times. Yeah, he just sit down, smoke the weed, You think you're like, what are you gonna go? And then
That's
you just
genius.
go in there and
That's
all
genius.
that, all
Like,
that
that's a
that y'all
different
heard,
brain level right there.
That boy didn't use a pen. No pen, no paper. That was all in his head. He just heard the beat, all in his head, and went for it.
Crazy.
Yeah, but thanks for this platform.
Y'all make some noise for Clep real quick. Junior Mafia, shout out to the Mafia family.
Thank you.
All right, y'all, we got to wrap. Yo, thank y'all so much for being here. Please continue to support Hard to Earn, the podcast, the Vivo channel. Share it with your friends. Come out to our next event this summer. Thank y'all so much. Love is love.
If you want respect, you gotta earn it. You damn right.